How many of you all ever heard of Dicyanin? The dye that allows you to see a person's aura as well as into the astral realm. If you haven't heard of this, we're about to go down a rabbit hole. In 1911, Dr. Walter Kilner published a medical study proposing the existence of the human atmosphere, also known as the aura. He believed that the aura could have helped with medical diagnosis and prognosis of possible diseases such as cancer. Dr. Kilner experimented with a chemical called dicyanin. When a dye is placed between two glass planes, one has the ability to see into the astral realm along with the aura of any person. Kilner created special goggles which would train the eyes to see light outside the normal visible spectrum because of the dye's ability to block out the white light spectrum. During the Vietnam War, pilots wearing the goggles started firing on each other, claiming they were seeing demons. The military recalled the goggles and the government banned the use of dicyanin. In 2010, the public was able to buy it, but it was banned again. A government chemist tried to obtain the dye, but the chemist found out that his clearance only allowed him to access all other banned substances like LSD, cocaine, but not dicyanin. Now, there's not too much evidence out there that supports how the goggles could help one see into the astral realm, but there's plenty of evidence that supports how the goggles could help diagnose diseases such as cancer, and all you have to do is look at the vision of the mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp can see polarized light. Their eyes are divided into 3 sections which the shrimp can move independently. Humans have 3 different color receptors while the mantis shrimp has 16. Researchers at the University of Illinois were inspired by the mantis shrimp's sophisticated eyesight that they developed a camera capable of detecting cancer cells early in its development. Researchers stacked multiple silicone photodiodes on top of each other, then combined this with a careful arranged pattern of metallic narrowwires to act as polarization filters. This allowed the camera to see in color and polarized light coming from different directions. When researchers aim polarized light at tissue in the body, the light is scattered by the cell. They found that healthy cells all scatter this light in a similar way, but cancer cells do not. The impact of polarized light shows up earlier on prior to the onset of symptoms and changes that are visible to the naked eye. Earlier prototypes used on mice have successfully revealed where healthy tissues ended and cancer cells begin.
Why are we not funding this?
A few months ago, I was invited to the Walter Russell Museum in Waynesboro, Virginia. As I entered the museum, I was instantly drawn to this picture that mentions how humans' limited vision has blinded them to reality. This picture alone tells a story that connected so many dots. The picture reads and illustrates the undivided white light of the universal God mind. God's universe of space is an intensely luminous, binding white light which no eyes can see. Illuminates alone can see that light through their centers of consciousness located in their pineal glands. The white mind light divided into spectrum pairs. God's white-minded light is dark to man until he divides into spectrum pairs of red and blue lights to screen the white light of God's mind, which centers every creating thing. Man's senses are two-way waves of limited frequencies. They do not respond to vibration below or above a very limited range. Man can extend his range of sense vision by telescope or microscope, but his senses cannot go beyond spectrum effect into mind cause. Now, if you notice at the top of this picture, it talks about extended sense range, mind and senses, 360. And what does 3 plus 6 equal? 9. 9 is the governing number of this realm. What does Tesla talk about? If you want to know the secrets and powers of the universe, you have to know 369. That is tapping into frequencies. Man's limited sense vision has caused them to see an objective universe of many separate, disunited things. When mind vision unfolds to a higher stage in the human race, by increasing awareness of the divine light which centers man, he will then see that everything in the universe is insolubly bound to every other thing. Science will then know that matter is but many focal points of one body. When a man multiplies gravity by casting a stone in the water, his senses see only wave ripples. They do not tell him that those ripples are equatorial ring series of expanding spheres, which are dissipating gravity in the same ratio as it is being multiplied by the falling stone. The same principle applies to all actions. This is, in fact, the very basis of the universal life principle. Walter Russell is literally saying that there is a veil in front of our very own face that we can't see into until we activate our mind's eye. But until then, we will always rely on tools to help us see through the veil. Maybe that's the true reason that those goggles and dicyanin were banned. But let me know your thoughts. Until next time, YouTube.
Tap into the frequency line.